Welcome in to the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty as we are finally on the road here in Season 8, Week 6. We travel to Boulder, Colorado, in what is almost a home away from home for us. Nearly every year we have gone to Colorado. This time we're facing a team who has already played against the #1 team in the country, Kansas State. And it was a close game on paper, 23-14, but it was entirely in the hands of Kansas State. Following that game, they beat Old Dominion 31-10, FCS East 24-6, and Memphis 21-17. And Memphis is a team who's kind of bounced back and forth from being a Power 5 and a Group of 5. Their senior quarterback in Elton James has been pretty efficient this year, 75% complete, with 8 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, a little over 1,000 yards. Running game, Nick Pino, a junior, he's averaging about 3.5 yards per rush. And then receiving wise, about everyone averaging 50 yards, but seems to be their running back in Dalton Branham is their most effective with 4 touchdowns on the season. And when it comes to their defense, they stuff the run. A lot of plays made in the backfield. They are not racking up as many sacks, or at least in terms of leaders in that category, it's spread out. And one of their biggest weaknesses out the gate this year is the fact that their senior kicker is a big question mark. Now, our biggest question has been Gordon Draft. He's averaged an interception a game, and last game, he got knocked out. Sorensen had to come in and finish from the first quarter. But with the lack of production from Draft and Virgil Rowland, both have dropped out of the running for the Heisman Trophy. With the distraction of the Heisman put aside, the Cardinal can focus in on what truly matters, winning the Pac-12 for the 3rd straight time and going to back-to-back natties. First step is a win here in Boulder, as it will be returned to the 16. Colorado's offense will take the field. Byron Hope, a guy to watch out for today, as we saw all of their receivers averaging about 50 yards per game. James is going to spread that ball out, and it starts with a spread empty look. 4-man rush, pass outside is caught for the first down. Leon Buggs, one of their running backs who will get out there and catch a few passes. He moves to the backfield here with the right guard jumping early. That'll back him up 5. So with a 1st and 15 then, it'll be back at the 22. Another spread look here. Buggs, he's going to take the handoff with good blocking right-hand side, and he will gallop for the first down, plus more, a gain of 20, converting the 15 after the penalty. It'll be hurry up here for Colorado. Trips left-hand side. That leaves 2 to the right-hand side, including Buggs. But perhaps some confusion on the field, and James is going to run out of time. I don't know if they were looking for a call from the sideline, but nothing ever came in. Very strange sequence that you're going to have to blame either on James or the offensive coordinator. RPO, it's going out, and a quick tackle by Nathan Henderson. They will lose one. And of course, at the start of the year, Henderson was one of the starters for the nickel 4-2-5 edge rush, but has taken over that primary spot, as Alex Augustine will be out for the most of the regular season. But that's not a problem, as one of his other replacements, Jason Blair, gets the sack. It'll be 3rd and 22. Just a strange opening drive here for Colorado. Can they convert the 3rd and long? They do, barely. Just beat off the snap press coverage. All right, Colorado. They're not getting the normal completions, the normal downs here, but if it's extended, they're making some big plays. As that's going to be a tackle on the outside, James Tuttle. Looks like we'll see a pretty heavy rotation at that running back spot today. The 2nd and 9, they squeeze it into a 3rd running back to touch the ball, Dalton Branham. He had a similar catch against Stanford last season, though was for a touchdown. It might have been the same exact play call. As it's play action here, dropping back in, Tuttle dropped to coverage, but he never got that head around. Hope will get the catch, setting him up just outside the 10, but backing him up, as it is an early jump again coming from the right side of the Colorado line. So 1st and 15 as they go back to the air. Big hit from senior They will end up picking up some of their lost yards, but still a 2nd and 11 here at the 13. As Colorado will go back to the air, trying to step up, but Jason Blair contains. However, he gets up, celebrating, but is going to work his way to the sideline. That's now 2 DTs out of the game here for the Cardinal. Alakai will come in, but it is a blitz that's going to pick up the sack. Cassius Sampson, James Tuttle over on the right-hand side, dropping Colorado back to the 22. And from there, they will settle for a field goal attempt. Again, 50% on the year. But this one is right down the middle. Colorado opens with a field goal to take the lead, ultimately bringing an end to a very strange drive for Colorado. Cardinals offense will take the field, and it'll be starting at the 18. Gordon Draft back behind center, and it's Sulai for 6. And he's coming off his biggest game as a Cardinal, really helping the team get that win last week, as that one is barely out. Gordon Draft, he finds Sulai on the screen. And with a first down, he'll earn a bit of a breather. Wesovich checks in as he takes it down the middle, a powerful run. Gain of 6. Haven't really seen Gordon Draft look to throw yet today. Coach Barrington talked about taking it a little bit easier on him, easing him back in with that injury he had last week. Under pressure, and will be a sack. Gordon Draft held onto it too long. Walt Jordan brings him down. That's going to force a 3rd and long here for the Cardinal. Can they follow suit of Colorado and convert? They'll get 5 yards closer here with the encroachment. So instead, it'll be 3rd down from the 34. Bunch left-hand side for Draft. Sulai in the backfield. He'll go out on a route, and Draft rolls right into the man who just gave them the free 5, ending the drive for Stanford. Oh, a big start for the Buffaloes. It will be taking on their 2nd top 2 team this season. Their only loss coming to number 1 Kansas State. And plenty of time to find an easy check down. Hope has the first down for now, but a penalty is down in the backfield. That'll be on their left guard this time with too good of a block. He got downfield too far by the time that ball got thrown. So 1st and 15 then. Stanford catches themselves a break, but then gives up the deep ball down the side. 1-on-1, Kevin Salmon went for a pick, but he didn't have himself in any sort of good positioning. So down to the 23, another big grab for Branham, as it will be play action. Rolling into Sampson, his 2nd sack of the game. Colorado dropped at the 29. James has been moving a lot back there, but that's because there is pressure. As for the Cardinal, Alakai still in at DT. Haven't gotten an update so far on Jason Blair. The Buffaloes attack that spot, picking up a nice gain and sending us to the break, where they currently hold the lead 3-0. The Cardinal with only 3 positive yards on the day. That's a stat that is normally flipped the opposite way. As we get the 2nd quarter here underway, it's 3rd and 5. Colorado, they roll again into the edge man, this time Nathan Henderson. And we've already have almost a handful of sacks on the day. But it leaves Colorado with a great opportunity to tack on another field goal here, still keeping this a touchdown game. And it's now 2 of 2 for their kicker. Coming into this one was 2 of 4. Again, we see a better drive from the Cardinal offense this time. They start back around the 25, as it will be a pass. Draft, he's got ball across the middle. He's been the secure hands underneath for them this season. The 1st and 10, Roland in motion. Draft, he's going to try to step up, but cannot evade a loss of 4. Dom Marciano. A little bit of 1 step forward, 2 steps back for the Cardinals so far at the 32. The 2nd and 14. Trying to roll out here again, throwing late. It'll go to the turf. Lambeau had the pressure and forces a 3rd and 14. Which they throw left-hand side. It's caught for the first down. Virgil Rowland. He was one of the hot commodities going into this year. A lot of talk about how much progress he had, and he's made some big plays this year. Didn't see too much from him last game with Draft being out, as they find Gomez downfield to about the 28. Maybe that will catch this offense in a groove. They find their number one tight end, arguably number one here in the league. And they're looking downfield, and it's broken up. Vallejo couldn't hold on. Very close play, though. Draft with a good throw, as he will look for a roll in here, who shakes one, picks up the block, and he will scamper to the end zone. Following a slow start offensively, Stanford take the lead with a touchdown. That's why settling for field goals does not always go in your favor. But in Colorado's defense, they are 100% on their drives. And for the Cardinal, Jason Blair is back out there at DT. That pass off the back of their tight end. Just a bit of unluckiness there for James, as he's going to scramble here. Left-hand side, he gets by Tuttle, shakes off Marcock. He's got a gain of about 15, maybe even a little bit more than that. He still has negative yards on the day rushing with all the sacks he has taken, but he gets Colorado up to the 44. As they'll look to hand it off, Buggs, he's denied. A short gain for the Buffaloes as they're encroaching on midfield here, and they're going to get it to their receiver, who breaks a few tackles. Schlegel will drag him down opposite 41. Ben Rico makes the play. As mentioned, Colorado, they're going to spread this ball around today, no one exactly being the number one target in either the running game or in the passing game. As there's a big hit, James Tuttle. Nick Pino gets flattened. Does pick up 2 in the process, leaves 2nd and 8. With more motion here. And they do go to their running back out at receiver, Branham. Maybe a gain of 1. That'll leave them still needing 7 here on 3rd. Buggs in the backfield. Only a 3-man rush here for the Cardinal. And open right-hand side, picking up a good block, but Kiki with a great tackle in open space. It'll be another field goal attempt here for Colorado. This one back at about the 38. And he's vastly improving his percentage this season. Colorado retake the lead, 3 field goals. And that keeps them 100% on the day, starting at the 30 following a good return. Cardinal offense looking downfield in their one-on-one, and it's going to be broken up. The junior cornerback, Fatu Kasi. Great coverage there on Virgil Rowland. It's going to be Larry Sulai trying to take it down the middle here. He picks up 3 for the Cardinal. They'll have to find 7 more here to keep this drive alive as we tick inside 2.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Draft, he's going to look to scramble here, sliding down with the yards needed. They'll use the breather as the 2-minute break hits at the 42 with a bunch left-hand side. Gordon Draft. He's going to look to step up again, take the yardage that's just presented to him. And with that run, with all the sacks mixed in for Colorado, he's finally in the positive as we're well inside now 2 minutes. Again, he's under pressure, and he's going to get dropped for another. Dalvin Ahmad with a loss of 4. Now approaching a minute left. Cardinal to the left-hand side. Draft, he throws under pressure. He finds Gomez, who will get close, about 3 more yards needed. And we'll go hurry up as we're inside a minute, 3rd and 3. Hard count, make that 3rd and 8. Left guard moves early. Big miss there, kind of slows down the offense, but they can catch their breath as it's essentially a free timeout with 3 more in their back pocket. But going nowhere is Draft. It's 4th and 11, and they're going to have to punt. Or perhaps Coach Barrington has something else in mind. He calls a timeout with 2 seconds left. Expect a shot for the end zone here, and under pressure, it's going to get picked off. He just cannot go a single game without throwing at least 1 pick, which is vastly different from last season. But Colorado will hold on to their 9-7 lead as we head on into halftime. Colorado putting up a good fight here in the first half. The Cardinal offense, they need to come out strong here in the second. And their defense, they need to pick up their first stop of the game, allowing 3 field goals for Colorado. The good news for Stanford as they do start off with the ball, and it'll be at the 25. Only 1 touchdown that first half. Larry Sulai, he picks up 7. But props do have to be said for Colorado. Their coverage really good, and the linemen up front have made some big plays rushing that passer. Which from the stats, that was the big question. Could they force that pressure? They did a great job stuffing runs in games prior to. It's been hit or miss today as they do get the stop, gain of 1. They're just going to force Coach Bearington to act a little bit more here on his feet when it comes to the play calling offensively. As they'll look for the air here, and ball holds on. That'll force a 3rd and 2 for the Stanford Cardinal. From shotgun. And it's going to be Sulai with the first down, rolling over Conklin. And for the Cardinal, he is another guy they're glad to have back. He also got shaken up last week. Starting center for now his 2nd straight year. As this ball's out for ball, and it's a little bit behind. Matukasi, he's making plays everywhere out there on the field, at least off the snap. As Draft, he's under pressure, he gets rid of another one. They talked about trying to keep Gordon Draft clean. He's taken quite a few hits today, and he's not really even scrambling the ball around that much. Throwing well in coverage. That's going to be jumped. Anderson didn't track down. Eventually, Draft and company will bring him down. The 2nd interception on the day. Gordon Draft, he forces another one. And I'm sure he and his camp are kind of feeling that maybe he should have declared last year. That draft stock probably falling with how he's opened up this season. Colorado with a chance to really open up a lead here. Already up by 2. They pick up a nice gain of 7 on first down. Touchdown will be a 2-score lead for them. As they go RPO, good play, Oscar Coley, forcing a 3rd and 1. Another opportunity to force a field goal. Coley going to slide in here to match up with that tight end as they look to get outside and pick up the block. Pino gives Colorado a 2-score lead here in Buffalo. And this is a team that has probably been the most consistent in putting forth great games year after year against Coach Bearington. They now hold a 9-point lead about midway through the 3rd. The offense really has to come alive, and who's it gonna be through? Checking this ball down, Larry Sulai. He's got the first down up to about the 32. Cardinal going hurry up. They haven't been able to get their offense rolling how they typically play. Gonna have to change things up here. Throwing quick, they find Bargava turning up a first down for the Cardinal. Back-to-back plays as they're going to get right back to it. Keeping that trips left-hand side. 2 safeties deep. Draft, he's going to look to get out of there quickly. Sliding down, gain of 6. And keeping this thing moving here. Trying to tire out this Colorado defense who's found a lot of success against them. Sulai with a couple big blocks. He cuts down the seam, tracked down at about the 29. He's just one of those players that when he gets his hand on the ball, you never know. He might hit for a big one. But they will sub out some players here, catch their breath as they went back to the huddle. And going outside, a good pass breakup. Irving. A crossing routes the Cardinals have used so often, not really paying off here today. Running games opens up as Sulai picks up a decent block there from Vallejo. They will go hurry up a 3rd and 2. As Draft gets them set up. Irving coming down to play DT, who was just back in coverage, and Sulai is stuffed on the outside. 4th and 2. Decision time for Coach Barrington. I don't think it's going to be all too shocking as the offense stays on the field. Hard count. Irving gets back on side. It's going to be Draft with the keeper, and Draft is stuffed. He loses one. Kalen Childress forces the turnover on downs. Colorado, they just keep making big plays here today with their home crowd behind them. They're holding on to that 9-point lead, throwing short and getting chopped out. I believe that was Senior with the hit. A 2nd and 4 with a gain of 6 on play 1. Motion left-hand side. James throws quickly, and it's caught. First down, Hope. Just about sitting on his average. 48 yards here today, 5 grabs. The 1st and 10 at the 37. I'll go to the running game here. Big hit, gain of 3. The Cardinals, they could really use with a big play here made from their defense. Force a turnover. As Paschal stuffs that Pinot run. They'll bring up another 3rd and medium here for Colorado. Dropping out of the blitz look, not able to get the sack, spinning off the hit and picking up the first down. Heggie thought he had him. Nick Pino with a first down for Colorado at about midfield here. They'll look to pass the ball yet again here. Good blocking up front. And despite the bumping downfield, Hope breaks open. He's got the first down for Colorado. Could have been more if he would have stayed on his feet. But that sends us to the 4th quarter, where the Cardinal are on upset alert, down 16-7. This is a team who's been one of the hottest offenses the last season and a half, and they've just had no flame here today. Hope outside, he picks up 3. It'll be about entering field goal range here for Colorado. Just help extend that lead, but the safety blitz hits home. Loss of about 3, maybe 4. It's Ty Holly with the big play. And a 3rd and 12 for Colorado. That ball pops free, kicking it around. Finally jumping on it is one of the linemen. It'll force a punt for one of the few times today for Colorado. But it's the offense for the Cardinal who've got to figure something out and do it rather quickly here as we're inside the final quarter of the game. They throw out and just miss Vallejo. He had nothing but grass outside. 2nd and 10 at the 10. Safety's walking down. They'll look to go right back to him. This time putting it on him. He's going to get all the way up to about the 32. Cardinals, they're going to go with hurry up from there. Got to just find some quick consistency with a 4 spread look here. Draft, he's going to step up, pick up what he can, sliding down a gain of 2. Now inside 7 minutes. Sulai, he takes the handoff, cuts it down the middle into plus side, but we've got flag back at the line. It's Conklin grabbing that jersey, but it was downfield, so it's 2nd and 7 then. Could have been worse. Draft is going to drop again, look to throw across the middle. He's going to find Virgil Rowland, who will get to about the logo, taken down at the 47. Yin Cardinal trying to save some time here, down a pair. Gordon Draft, he's going to be under pressure here. Ball's out, Larry Sulai, who has it down the sideline. Tracked down, pushed out at the 25 as Walt Jordan's shaken up here for the Buffaloes. He's been a big part of their defensive interior this year, racking up some TFLs. He'll make his way to the sideline. That's a big miss for them. Gordon Draft, he's going to find Gomez with another first down to the 13. Now they just got to finish off this drive. Draft's favorite formation here. Didn't work out too well last time. Ball, though, he's going to keep it with a couple blockers in front. First down, 1st and goal. Rather than touchdown, the last defender to make the play for Colorado. Cardinal just flip it. Rolling now in motion here, as it's going to be Larry Sulai tracked down from behind. Colorado not making it easy here on Stanford. Draft, though, will keep this one as he dives in. They get one back here. Finally finding their 2nd touchdown of the game with 4:58 on the clock. They could hit the extra point, making this thing a 2-point ball game. But it is late in these games where champions define themselves. Stanford, they're going to need some big plays, as it's going to be a pass that's broken up by Jason Blair. He couldn't get his hands on it. We nearly would have found a big boy touchdown there if he did. 2nd and 10. They'll go with a run. Cassius Sampson tossing him down. And that'll leave a 3rd and 7 here for the Cardinal. They need to get off the field. Colorado does not hold back the Heisman winner. Cassius Sampson with another sack on the day, ending the drive for Colorado. A 3 and out couldn't have come at a better time. With 3:53 starting at the 41, the Cardinal got to get down the field and take the lead. A field goal will do. Throwing short here, and ball holds on through the hit. Now, important to note, we do see Wesovich out here, not Larry Sulai. Sulai is on the sideline, helmet off. Have to catch up with Coach Barrington to see what's happening there, but a big run from Wesovich. He definitely has not seen the field as often as Sulai, but he's got something to his game here. the Cardinal really do like, as Jalen Childress, he's shaken up here. Actually, that's Jordan who's down on the field, so we got a miscue on the score bug. That's back-to-back drives where he has hit the deck. Hopefully he's okay. Trying to battle through. Gotta love it for the big fella. Wesovich with a big hit. He's just hard to bring down. And that does leave the Cardinal with a 3rd and 4 here, approaching the 2-minute warning. Hard count, no one jumps. Draft trying to get the free play here. He's got the first down ball with the spin move. Picks up about 3 or 4 with that alone. That takes us inside the 2-minute break here. Cardinal not exactly wanting to rely on their own kicker, who's had his own set of struggles. Instead, they go left-hand side, back to ball. He's got 5. Inside 2 minutes, we'll see them get back to the line here quickly. See if they like what the look is from Colorado. And 2 deep safeties. And they get sucked down. That ball is a little bit too far in front for Roland, who would have had the go-ahead score. Clearly, something is still affecting Gordon Draft. It's not been a good day for him. But it's 3rd and 5, and it will be a free play for the Cardinal. Getting the first down, they find Ben Vallejo. Irvin jumped off, but we can decline. That does stop the clock, though. 1:39. Both teams have their 3 timeouts. And it's going to be the Cardinal with a run here. A gain of 1 for Wesovich. And Coach Barrington showing no signs of calling those timeouts. He wants to drain this clock, leaving Colorado with no options offensively. Play clock down inside 5. Clock inside 1 minute. And then he calls the timeout. Interesting move from Coach Barrington. Perhaps he forgot he called a play with motion. I don't know, that might be on Draft. As Draft flicks this one outside, he finds Bargava, who will turn up, get out of bounds. Walt Jordan, he's shaken up again down there. Clearly, that shoulder is really bothering him. But it's a 3rd and 5 for the Colorado defense. And an early jump again is Irving. But with the Cardinal being as close as they are, it's not a free 5. It's half the distance. And that leaves a 3rd and inches. Play clock down inside 5. It's Wesovich. He's got the first down. Colorado now calling their timeouts. They have 2 more remaining, and the Cardinal have 2 more yards away from a lead here. As ball is in motion, gonna fake it to him. It's Draft with the lead for the Stanford Cardinal. It went with the QB counter, and they finally claim a lead here since about midway through the 2nd quarter. Drawing down the clock, sitting around 45 seconds. But they will have to find a touchdown. A field goal will do them no good. They have 2 timeouts in their back pocket. Pass rush is starting to form the last couple drives here. They find Bugs with a gain of about 15. He's out at the 39. Only taking about 5 seconds off that clock. 2 go to the left-hand side, including one of their running backs. Sampson off the right side, forces a roll into Nathan Henderson. A late hit from Sampson, luckily no call. Well, that does take another handful of seconds off the clock. Still with a long field in front. As that is going to be a tackle inbounds, the clock will roll. As they get back to the line here quickly, 10 seconds about off the clock. Still with those timeouts, haven't decided to call them yet. They find hope with the off coverage. 1 timeout remains for Colorado. They're at the 45. They need the end zone. 19 seconds left in the game. Elton James, their quarterback, he's going to look for the screen. Left-hand side. Pino, he tries to stay in bounds but fights to get out of bounds. However, Colorado, they do call that final timeout. So a tackle in bounds here should end the game with a Cardinal victory. Everyone going deep for Colorado. Pressure arrives. It'll be 2nd and 10. 7 seconds on the clock. Colorado, they drove down here. They're going for the end zone. And it's broken up back of the end zone. Cardinal will sneak out of Boulder yet again with the victory. 21-16. A tremendous game from Colorado. Get out of here with the Gordon Draft player of the game. I know he had 3 touchdowns. but he did not play clean. He had 2 interceptions out there as well. The offense as a whole seemed to be missing their spark. Going on the road for the first time, maybe even this year, or perhaps the first time in a handful of weeks, they definitely showed to be off their game. But a win's a win. But seeing the team fight through adversity, we add on to our recruiting class. Ed Gage from South Jordan, Utah, the 5-star right outside linebacker, might play end for us. We also land the 5-star center from Las Vegas, Nevada, Steve Cortez. And Antone Dragos, another outside linebacker, 4-star gem from Salt Lake City, Utah. But it's not all good. We do lose out on 2 very good players. Roy Osborne does end up deciding on his visit to Wisconsin. That is where he's going. We also miss out on James Gore, who commits to Georgia. It was very close between the 2 of us. We just didn't impress him enough when he came on his visit in week 5. But he was the second quarterback we were going after. The guy we liked more, Dave Wooten, we're still in front for him. Clemson, they have a visit with him earlier, so if we could get him over the bar before then, all the better. But we do have a bye right off of that game, so there is a chance that a few more of these players will decide Stanford is their future. And indeed, more do. Jalen Cameron, receiver, Salt Lake City, Utah, 5-star. Dwayne Averill from Covina, California, cornerback, 5-star. And Tyree Addington, the 4-star gem receiver from Ashland, Nebraska. But in the trend of some good, some bad, we do not land DeMarcus Laybourne, who did have another visit. He went to Auburn and he decided to commit there. And as today's episode comes to a close, it was not a very good game for a Stanford Cardinal, and the league saw that. For the first time in quite a while, we do drop in the standings. We were at 2, now we're down here at 4. We can help ourselves out as Arizona State is next. They are ranked 13, and they ended up jumping up from number 20 as they beat Cal last week 35-6. This is also their first year back inside the Pac-12 since they were relegated a handful of seasons ago. So they have rebuilt, and we should have in front of us another very good game. But they are dealing with several really big injuries. They will be without Asher, right end, Mayer, right guard, one of their best players, left guard, Domingo. And they'll also be without their running back in Keel, who's an 82 overall. And I'm hoping that with that bye week we had, whatever was plaguing Gordon Draft in today's game, the injury that happened in the game before, that is all well put behind him. And we're about to see him take back off, get back into form, and who knows, perhaps by the end of the season, get back into the Heisman race. But that is a race that has been largely turned over the last handful of weeks, as just about 3, maybe 4 games ago, it was 2 Stanford Cardinal on here, 2 Kansas State players, and then a random guy for Auburn. None of those players are currently in the top 5. So still with a long season ahead of us, we'll look to get back in groove next time against Arizona State. So make sure you stick around, hit that bell icon in the bottom right, or scroll down, hit the sub button, and tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. We'll be back here on Monday, every Monday and Friday. MLB The Show, Road to the Show, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Double headers with the Jacksonville Jaguars on Wednesdays. The Sun Devils travel to Palo Alto. It was not a long away streak for our Cardinals.